Hello everybody and welcome to That's Football. It's in our hands, says Alexander Isaac after a great late win for Newcastle against Nottingham Forest last night. But who is going to win this top four race? I heard somebody last night say Liverpool have got no chance now. These wins for Newcastle, Spurs are finding results, United are too far ahead. Even Brighton look like moving past Liverpool. Have Liverpool got no chance for top four? Well, this morning, today, this evening, whenever you're watching it, we're going to look at the top four race and we're going to look at how the next three Premier League games for each of these sides will shape the top four race. And actually, it could be no chance for Liverpool if we look at it. It could be no chance at all. But look, that's how it stands at the moment. You've got Man United in third place with 50 points. Spurs are in fourth with 48. Newcastle are in fifth with 47, and then you've got Liverpool and Brighton both locked on 42 points, a little bit of a distance away, but remember Brighton have got 2 games in hand on Spurs. So if Brighton won their 2 games in hand, they'd actually be level with Spurs. So you can't dismiss Brighton, they're capable of beating anybody, but for Liverpool it's a bit of a harder task. So look, also, Spurs play today. Spurs play Southampton away today. If they win that, they go up to third and they go a point ahead of Manchester United, but they'll have played 2 games more. So it's all to play for. All to play for. I said this last week when Man United had that draw with Southampton. That sort of just gives people a chance. But fair play to Spurs. They've won a couple, and Newcastle have won 2 games late against Wolves and Forest and put themselves right in the race now. No cup tournaments for them as well. So if you're not in Europe, there is a chance. There is a chance there. So it's going to be very interesting. Personally, I think the next 3 games make it what it will be. We'll start with Manchester United because they play Newcastle next. Man United against Newcastle after the international break is the next game in the Premier League for those 2 clubs. If Newcastle were to win that game, they've played the same games as Manchester United. They would be level with Manchester United. So I mean, that's the turnaround for Newcastle. They would be level with Manchester United in the same games played if they win that away game next for against Manchester United, and that would really start to open things up. That would be a huge game straight after the international break. But personally, I'm not looking beyond Man United for top 4. I think it's a really difficult season and a very difficult situation that Erik ten Hag took over. You know, Manchester United didn't even get 60 points last season. We've got 50 after 26 games. We've still got 12 games to go. We're only 10 points off what we couldn't achieve last year. It was our worst ever Premier League season. So I think Man United will get a draw against Newcastle. We've then got Everton and Brentford at home. So I fancy in 3 games' time, United will have 57 points, which will still keep us in third place. Spurs in fourth have got Southampton Day, which I think they'll win. Then they've got Everton away, which I think they'll draw. And then they've got Brighton at home, which I think they'll draw. So I can see Spurs with 5 more points, which would put them on 55. Newcastle, I think they'll draw against Manchester United. They've then got West Ham away, which I think they'll win. And then they've got Brentford away, which I think they'll draw. So I can see Newcastle getting 5 points as well, which would put them on 52. You then come to Liverpool. Now, Liverpool, if that situation plays out, Liverpool have got 42 points. We've just said Newcastle have another 5. That would put them 10 points ahead of them. We've just said that Tottenham would have another 5, so that would put them on 53. Would it 53? No, yeah, I think I said 53. And then Man United would be on 57. So there'd be a massive gap for Liverpool. Guess what Liverpool's next 3 games are? Man City away, Chelsea away, Arsenal at home. I can't see a situation where Liverpool take anything more than a maximum of 4 points. They might be able to beat an Arsenal, Liverpool or a Chelsea. They might be able to get a draw against the Man City, a Liverpool or a Chelsea or an Arsenal. But I can't see them beating 2 of them. I think the maximum they get is 4. And remember, 2 of those games are away as well. And then Arsenal at Anfield. You could see them losing all 3. And look, Liverpool have in their playing at their very best could win all 3. They could win at the Emirates, they could win at Stamford Bridge, and they could win at Anfield against Arsenal. But I don't see it. I think they'll get a maximum of 4, which puts them on 46 points. If they're on 46 points in 3 games' time, and Man United are on 57, and Newcastle are on 52, these and Spurs are on what 53. I mean, you're talking massive gaps, and I wouldn't rule Liverpool out, but I think if these teams around Liverpool make hay over the next 3 games and Liverpool can't, I just think that their chances of getting top 4 are going to diminish, and maybe that at that point you're looking at it and you're going, it's very, very difficult. I mean, what they would need to do is basically win nearly every game of their last 9, which in this league is impossible. I mean, you probably are getting to the point where if United do take 7 from the next 3, and Chelsea and Newcastle take 5 or more, and Liverpool only take 4. It's looking very, very difficult, isn't it? But let's not dismiss Brighton, because what about them? Brighton have actually got those 2 games in hand as well on Spurs, that if they won, then be level with Spurs. So Brighton's next 3 games are as follows. They play Brentford at home, which I think they'll win. They play Bournemouth away, which I think they'll win. And then they play Spurs away, which I think they'll draw. So I'd give Brighton another 7 points, which would put them on 49. And they'd still have those games in hand on Spurs of 2. So I think Brighton, just come along for the ride and enjoy it. I think Brighton could just need to hang in there. I mean, look, the bubble could burst with Brighton at any point. Maybe Brighton, maybe they don't get a result at home to Brentford. Maybe they don't get a result away at Bournemouth, and maybe Spurs beat them. But at the moment, you just can't write Brighton off. So look, I keep Brighton in the race. I keep Newcastle and Spurs in the race. I put Man United as favourites for 3rd. But I think Liverpool, at this moment in time, if I had to dismiss one, and I think, look, people would say, well, why aren't Brentford in the race? I just don't think Brentford or Fulham are in the race, and I think it's too much for Chelsea. But I do think the top 4 race at the moment is between Manchester United, who are the favourites, Tottenham and Newcastle, who are second favourites, and then I'd probably put Brighton as 3rd favourites, with Liverpool as 4th favourites. The only reason I would say Liverpool have got no chance is because I've always said they will get top 4, which is a personal thing, but it's Liverpool. If it wasn't the Liverpool that have won a Premier League with Jurgen Klopp and all these great players they've got, I'd say they aren't going to do it. And I think the problem Liverpool will have is that league table doesn't look good now. In 3 games time, when you've got to play Man City away, Chelsea away, and Arsenal, how many points are you going to have? You're not going to. Even if you got 4 points, you're still behind Newcastle in 5th if Newcastle lose all 3. And Newcastle are going to take points in the next 3. Tottenham are going to take points. Man United and Brighton. That's going to get worse for Liverpool in 3 games' time, unless they pull off something ridiculous like going to the Emirates and winning. Sorry, the Etihad and winning. Stamford Bridge and winning. And then winning, if Liverpool take 9 points from the next 3 games, I think they'll get top 4. Because they'll have beaten Man City, Chelsea and Arsenal. But get your comments in below. I want to know your top 4 as things stand. I will commit to mine. I'm not going to change. I'm still playing the jinx on Man City. I'm still thinking Man City will win this league, hoping Arsenal win it. So I'll go Man City, Arsenal, Manchester United in 3rd, and 4th. I'm still going to put Liverpool there because I said Liverpool would get top 4. So I'm not going to go against it at this moment. But I tell you what, it's looking very difficult. Thanks everyone for watching. Make sure you smash a like on the video. Don't forget to subscribe. That's football. Get involved. Lots coming up. Loads of content. Really excited about some projects we're working on. I'll speak to you in a bit.